Welcome to the Explainer. So, Google just dropped a ton of AI updates. And let me tell you, it is way more than just a few new bells and whistles. We're going to break down what this all means because it really looks like a fundamental shift in their entire strategy, one that's going to change everything from how we talk to each other to how we create things.
Okay, let's just dive right in. The most important thing to get your head around is that these updates aren't just random. As you can see here, this is a single strategic push to weave AI into, well, the very fabric of everything Google does. We're talking from the deepest levels of code all the way up to the apps you use on your phone every day. So, to really understand what's happening, we're going to break it all down. We'll start with how AI is popping up in your daily life, then we'll look at some amazing new tools for creators, we'll peek under the hood at the core tech making it all happen, and then we'll wrap up with what this all means for you.
All right, first up, let's talk about the changes you're going to notice pretty much immediately. These are real, tangible updates that are going to affect how you communicate, how much things cost, and even the way you shop online. You know how digital translation has always been a little clunky? It gets the words right, but kind of misses the feeling. Well, Google Translate and Search are getting a massive upgrade. By baking its Gemini models right in, Google is moving way beyond those literal word-for-word translations. The new system actually gets context. It understands idioms and slang, which means conversations across languages are going to start feeling a whole lot more natural.
Okay, so you're looking at the number 5 here, and you're probably thinking, so what? Well, this little number is actually a much bigger deal than it looks. It represents a huge step Google is taking to get its most powerful AI tools into the hands of a lot more people.
Here's the deal. If you've got a Google AI Pro subscription, you can now share it with up to 5 other people for no extra charge. This is a total game changer. Think about it. An entire family, or maybe a small business team, can now get access to all those premium AI features on a single plan. That removes a huge cost barrier for a lot of folks. And it's not just communication. AI is also changing how we shop. Google's experimental fashion tool, Doppel, just got a whole lot smarter. It can now create a personalized feed based on your actual style, give you direct links to buy stuff you virtually try on, and let you save your favorite looks. It's all about making that journey from seeing something you love to actually owning it feel completely seamless and personal. So that's what we as consumers are going to see. But now, let's switch gears and talk about the creators. Google is basically handing out a whole new set of superpowers to developers and businesses, letting them do things that until now were either super difficult or crazy expensive. Now, this is a pretty wild new idea from Google Labs. It's called Gen Tabs. So imagine you're planning a trip, right? You've got a tab open for your flight, one for hotels, another for maps. Gen Tabs uses AI to understand all that stuff, and then it remixes it into a custom little app like a trip planner. And get this, you didn't have to write a single line of code. Creating animated content? Yeah, that just got way, way simpler. There's a platform called Pomeli that now has an animate feature, and it's powered by Google's VOAI. You can just upload a static image, like a logo or a social media post, and the AI just brings it to life as an engaging, on-brand video. This basically gives professional-level animation to businesses of any size. And the collaborative platform Mixboard is getting a big boost, too. You've got AI-powered presentation creation and better tools for managing really complex projects. The whole goal here is to just streamline the entire creative workflow, letting teams focus on the actual ideas instead of fighting with the logistics. But here's the thing. All of these amazing tools, they don't just appear out of thin air. They're only possible because of what's happening behind the scenes. So now, let's take a look under the hood at the core technology that's really driving this entire revolution. For software developers, this is a massive leap forward. An AI agent they call Jules is no longer just a helper. It's proactive. It can now analyze code, spot potential bugs, and even automate the fixes, a lot of times before a human developer even knows there's a problem. This is going to seriously speed up how software gets made. And this next part is really key to their whole strategy. Google is taking its most powerful autonomous research AI, one that can conduct complex investigations all on its own, and they're making it available to developers through an API. This means anybody can now build these incredibly sophisticated research capabilities directly into their own applications. Our voice assistants are also getting much, much smarter. The Gemini audio model has been updated to better understand complex commands, follow instructions more accurately, and handle those longer back-and-forth conversations. This all means more natural and, frankly, more reliable voice interactions are coming to all of Google's devices.
Okay, so this brings us to a huge question. With all this new power, how do we make sure the AI is accurate, reliable, and just trustworthy? This is arguably the most important challenge in AI today, and Google is tackling it head-on. To do this, they've released two new industry-first benchmarks. Think of them like standardized tests for AI. The first one, Deep Search QA, is kind of like an Olympics for AI research agents, pushing them to see how well they can perform really complex web research. The second, the Facts Suite, is a framework designed specifically to test the factual accuracy of AI models. And this isn't just for Google. It's about setting a public standard for truthfulness across the entire industry. So let's tie all of these threads together, right? We've seen the consumer apps, we've seen the creator tools, and the deep tech that's powering it all. What's the big picture takeaway from this whole coordinated push? What is this ecosystem effect? The strategy is really a layered approach. It's like a pyramid. It all starts with these really strong foundations for developers, like that proactive coding agent and the new fact-checking benchmarks. Then, those foundations enable powerful new tools for creators, like the animation and tab remixing apps. And all of that ultimately leads to better, smarter experiences for the rest of us. The key takeaway here is that it's this virtuous cycle. The, boring stuff, like developer tools and accuracy benchmarks, that's just as important as the flashy new features, because it's what makes everything else possible and reliable. Stronger roots let the tree grow taller and bear more fruit. And this leaves us with a final thought. We're not just looking at a list of new features here. We're watching the scaffolding get built for a future where AI isn't just an app you open, but a fundamental, reliable, and deeply integrated part of our digital lives. The real question now is, what new possibilities will that unlock?